Hi, Donna Guest here, the Lazy Scrapbooker and Creative Memories Advisor. I am so excited that you've joined me for my installment of the Savvy Scrapbookers collaboration. Have you watched Debbie and Nicole's videos yet, or is mine the first one you've seen? Either way, we are all three so excited to help bring you some ideas for using up your collection. We divided up the paper, stickers, and embellishments from the Silver and Gold collection. All of the papers are beautiful, but we definitely had our favorites. I offered to take our two least favorite pieces of paper because how hard could it be? Okay, so they're not flashy. That's all right because we've got plenty of sparkle in the rest of these items. Actually, this plaid side would be great for my favorite page layout, the block layout. But that's another day because today they're going unseen, so I can use this nice neutral side for my base. Let's see what else I have. I also got this gorgeous gold sheet. It has a plain side with polka dots on the other side. I'm going to use this, and I've decided to use this as the mats for all my photos to add a little bit of extra sparkle. Then I got this amazing sheet. It has stripes on one side. I'm going to go for the sparkle side, very shiny, and I'm going to use this on my pages with a punch, as you'll see. Then this is the sticker strip I chose, and the silver and gold sticker strips are all border stickers, so they're all pretty similar. I got these, and then I got this sheet of embellishments, but honestly, these embellishments, you can really interchange them and use them here and there to fit your pictures. Besides my 4 sheets of paper, stickers, and embellishments, here's what we'll need to make my 2 pages of the layout. We're going to need the 12-inch trimmer, the repositionable tape runner, and I'm going to use the Damask Flourish border punch on mine. And then if we can just get one little scrap of black shimmer cardstock, and if you don't have that, black cardstock will be fine. But Debbie is using almost a whole sheet of this for her, so if you can just get one little scrap about that size, I'm going to use this punch, if you have it, the Champagne Toast punch. So if you've got that one, it's a great one to use. Otherwise, it's okay. Okay, like I said, I'm going to use these sheets, it's the back of the plaid, as my base. I'm going to set those aside, and then this is what we're going to start with first. We're going to use the Damask Flourish border punch. I really have a hard time saying that. It's a mouthful. And we're going to punch the side here. So the pattern's important, as you can see. It looks better when it's going top to bottom this way, if you can see that. So I'm going to punch the sides because we're going to make 2 borders on the sides. So let's get started. Whenever you're using a border punch, you would always start at the black line here, unless it's a frame punch, and this one is a frame punch, but that's if you're going to be doing a frame, and we're not on this one. We're just going to be doing a 12-inch border. Now, as you know, I am the Lazy Scrapbooker, so my pages promise to be fast and easy. But the other 2, I can't wait to see their videos as well because they are so creative. I know Debbie comes up with such cute things, and Nicole is so creative, and she's such a great teacher and goes into great detail about all the things you can do with your punches. So hopefully you'll get a wide variety here, but I think our pages still complement each other. So isn't that gorgeous? So I'm throwing all this away here. So we've got one side punched, and now I'm just going to go over and punch the other side. And of course I'm lining it up on the blue pattern there, as you can see. One tip, if you have a really intricate pattern, and I would call this pretty intricate, you don't want to just slide your paper over, you want to gently pull it out. If you do slide it over, it can get caught on the punch and you might end up ripping your paper, which that would not be good. And so I'm going to make cuts on these because we're going to cut out our 2 borders for the sides. First, our first measurement is going to be 2.5 inches. So I'm going to put the point of this right at 2.5 inches, lining it up at the top. And I just love the trimmer. It's so easy to see these black numbers on here. And if you haven't seen it, check out my video for the top 20, my 20 favorite things about the Creative Memories trimmer. It's on my page. Okay, so we're going to cut that. And then we're going to come over here and do the same thing over here. And the measurement is 2.5 inches. Okay, so there's our 2 border strips. Now, we're also going to use the other side, and I don't know why I flipped it. It doesn't matter. But we're going to cut off 2 1/2 inches, just as kind of a little cap on the end. And then we're going to put a sticker up the middle of it, just to finish that off. So these are going to go like this. We'll assemble in a minute. And then we're going to use 2 more inches of this. So I cut 2 1-inch patterns, and these are going to be for our middle of the pages, sort of like this. And we'll assemble it in just a moment. Okay, so I've put my trimmer to the side for now, and now we're going to assemble this before we start putting photos on. I actually brought photos to put on mine, and of course yours will be completely different. But we're going to start, and I'm using repositionable tape runner in case I make a mistake or don't put it quite in the right spot. That always happens for me. So I'm going to put this right at the edge. Just a nice little piece on the end. And then we're going to put this right next to it. Now I could have cut this about 1 inch longer and folded it, but when you're folding such a small piece, it takes actually longer in my opinion. So it was easier to me to actually cut this, and it's going to look seamless because we're going to put a sticker down here. Okay, and I'm going to use these hearts from this sticker sheet. And I chose to put it right there. You don't have to put it right there. You can save the hearts for something else, but it does finish it off. And it works for my pictures that I'm going to use because I am putting some photos from a trip with my husband to celebrate our 30th anniversary. It's a long time, 30. Okay, so this 1 inch, I'm going to put on this side, which is going to be the middle of my 2-page spread. So this is super easy, but we're still getting a lot of shiny paper, a lot of sparkle here. And we haven't done our match yet. Now we're going to complete this process on the other side, but as a mirror image. So again, attaching the 1 inch on the inside border. And then we're going to attach the 1/2 inch, but we're going to use the yellow stripes on that just for some variety. Oh, I can't pick it up. There we go. This accent paper pack is just gorgeous. And silver and gold really work for a lot of occasions. When I was deciding which pictures to put with, I was thinking for a 50th birthday of someone, but then I realized we just had our 30th anniversary. Not that that's the silver or gold anniversary, that is the pearl anniversary, if you're wondering. So I'm going to put this right here, and the stickers for the hearts right up the middle. And basically I'm just attaching it right to cover up the connection between those 2 papers. Okay, so now we're on our way here. We've got those, very simple. And I'm going to finish this off so this is just not so straight here with these beautiful gold zigzag stickers. Everything looks so much prettier when you peel it off. It looks really thick on the page because it bleeds. Whoops. And I'm going to attach this to this side. Now, these are pretty much the right shape where you can line it up just perfectly and you don't have to cut your paper in these little V shapes here. Looks just perfect. I'll do the same thing over here, and I'm going to do a mirror image by turning the sticker around. So it did come off the same way like this, but I want to turn it around so they all look like they're pointing out this way. So just lining that up there. And you really have to look close to see any little bits of paper through there. Looks pretty perfect. I'm going to set these aside. I actually did not use these 2 on my layout, so those are bonus for you. You can use them on another page. Okay, so far very clean, very simple. Now we're going to add photos, and I'm going to use this gorgeous sheet for my photo mats. Now, as you can see, my photos that I had printed has this white rim on the ends, and the reason is because my photos are the digital size. I did not convert them to 4x6 because I wanted what I wanted, and so I'm just going to have to trim all this off with the personal trimmer, so I'll do that in a moment. But the reason I say that, it's going to make it a little bit easier for me to get a lot of mats out of this piece of paper because, as you can see, they aren't all 6 inches long. Now, if your photos are 6 inches long, you can't really make mats like this. So I'm going to show you a really quick trick on how to make 4 mats from here with 4x6 photos. Of course, I'm not going to do this on my beautiful gold sheet that I'm about to use for the pages, so I've just got a piece of white cardstock. Now, here are the numbers to remember, and I'll put them right here. If you like thick mats, which are 1/4 inch around, then you're going to want to start with an 11 by 11 piece of paper. If you like thin mats like me, which are 1/8 inch around, then you're going to want to start with 10.5 by 10.5 paper. So I can't really decide what I'm going to use. I usually use the 1/8 inch mats, but this gold paper is so pretty, I may use a 1/4 inch. We'll see. So I'm going to show you for 1/4 inch mats here. Start with an 11 by 11 piece of paper. So I've got 12 by 12. So I'm going to cut off 1 inch here, turn it 90 degrees, just one way, and cut off 1 inch off of the adjacent side. And if you like this paper, you can use that for something else. Now I've got this nice 11 by 11 piece of paper. And so the mats at a 1/4 inch for a 4 by 6 photo, you're going to add a 1/4 inch to each side. So you're going to need a 6.5 by a 4.5 inch mat. So I'm going to go over here to 4.5 inches, and then I'm going to, and this is where the Creative Memories trimmer is so great, come down to 6.5, and I can do that because the edge of my cartridge housing is going to come to 7.5. And if you've watched my trimmer video or in many trimmer videos, you'll know that this white line right here is 1 inch from the edge of the cartridge housing, and the white line's telling you where you are on the ruler. So now I'm going to turn it to the right 90 degrees, and I'm going to repeat that same cut, lining it up at 4.5 inches and coming down to 6.5, but the edge of my housing is at 7.5. And I'm going to repeat, turning it to the right and doing that again. Look how easy this is. And then turning it and doing it one more time, and both mats will just fall off. And I have a 2 by 2 square that I can use. If you were doing that for a skinny mat, a 1/8 inch mat, you would need to cut your mat smaller, come over here to 4.25 and come down to 6.25, or the edge of your cartridge housing at 7.25. Okay, let's get back to the pages. First, I'm going to trim all 6 of my photos since they were the digital size to remove that white edge. I'm using my personal trimmer because it's always best to trim photos with a personal trimmer. You can also trim paper with your personal trimmer, but the 12-inch trimmer on the left is meant just for paper. Now for the real photos, I'm going to use this beautiful gold paper, and because I want as much shimmer as possible, I've decided to go with a larger 1/4 inch mat around the photos instead of my usual skinny 1/8 inch mat. Now, if I were going to do 4 by 6 pictures, like I just showed you, I would do that little technique. However, my pictures are digital. I've already trimmed them, and so you can see I have enough room to cut through here and have a mat all the way around it. So what I'm going to do is just cut long strips for my mats, and I won't be able to mat all 6 photos with this one sheet unless I was going to trim my photos down. And I'll see if I have any that can be trimmed down and get all 6 in. We'll see. So to get that 1/4 inch mat, and I realize I'm using more paper this way, I'm going to come over and go to 4.5 inches and trim all the way down. Now, if I were really trying to conserve paper and get them all matted, I would go with an 1/8 inch mat, but it's more important to me to show this fun shimmer. So I'm going to come over here to 4.5 again. And I'm left with that little strip. Yeah, I'm not going to get a mat out of that, but it's okay. They don't all have to be matted. And so now I'm going to put the most important pictures on this and centering it there, so I'll have a 1/4 inch border all the way around. And now taking my trimmer, I'm just going to trim 1/4 inch on the other side. And to measure this, what I can do is line it up right here. If I see the edge of my photo, I want to take it out here to the edge of the gray mat there. I'll know that is 1/4 from here to here. And I know I've got it right at that point. Perfection. And so I'll do the same thing here. Now when I'm going this way and I don't have a lot to work with, the other end, 1/4, is right here at the beginning of this part of the mat. So I'm going to put my picture where it comes even with right here. This is what you call really knowing your trimmer. And trim that off, and now I've got it perfect. Okay, we'll keep going on this one. And again, I'm going to get the edge of my picture over here to the edge of the gray mat. And that's a perfect 1/4 inch border. And who is the lucky recipient of this last perfect mat? Okay, and on this side, I'm going to let the edge of my picture be right here at the edge of where the platform of the trimmer starts there on the shiny part. Perfect. Now this is what I have left. Because I chose to go with the thick mats, I don't have a lot of paper left. So I could trim down this cute little selfie of us and possibly mat it. I might do that. I think I can do that, and then I'll get more on the page. And of my wonderful steak dinner, I think I can do the same with that. I may try it. So let me measure this. It's exactly 3 inches wide. So to get that mat, let's see what I can do. I'm gonna get my personal trimmer out again, and let's see what I can do with these photos, trimming them down. Do you ever do like this? As the Lazy Scrapbooker, I do. I cut my photos sometimes before I've put them on the pages, because I know it's just going to all work out. There have been occasions where I'm kind of, okay, I wish I hadn't done that so fast, but it usually just works out. Wow, I used pretty much that whole sheet of paper and have all my photos matted with this beautiful gold paper. Okay, on to the next step. I have spared you the boredom on my deliberation of where to place these photos. Usually it doesn't take me long, but I noticed that these 3 photos go together and these 3 photos go together. But what do you notice about this? All of these are portrait and all of these are landscape. So I wasn't crazy about that because I like to mix it up, but I went with being chronological and putting the photos where they belong. Us at the hotel, us at dinner, and I think it's fine. So I'm going to put these down here. And then I'm going to place the embellishments. So let me go ahead and attach these first. And yes, I am using repositionable in case I change my mind. But what I've done here is, because I went with these big mats that I decided on because I love this paper and I wanted a lot of it to show, I am overlapping a photo here, and that's okay. You can do that. All I'm covering up is this sidewalk. We don't care about that. Makes it look kind of interesting too. So I can overlap that there, still leaving a bit of space between everything. Now I'm going to do the same over here. And I'm going to overlap this, and I'll cover up these orange cones here. They're not pretty. And I can cover up my design over here. That's fine. But this is my favorite picture on the page, and I want it to stand alone. Now for embellishments. If I have learned one thing from the wonderful Noreen Smith, who works at the Creative Memories home office, it's the power of 3s. Now, I think that's what she calls it. I could get that wrong. I don't know. But I know having 3 focal points is good. I am terrible at clustering embellishments and stickers, so I'm going to try my best. I'm going to put just a few over here, this little butterfly, and some of these. I'll arrange that. I'm going to put this little gift over here. Let's see, right here at the top here. And I'm going to put this Make a Toast down here at the bottom. And with the little scrap of paper that hopefully you have if you used a piece from Debbie's layout, I'm going to put it up in here, make sure it's in there, and punch. I love this punch. It's so cute. And so I'm going to get the 2 champagne glasses. There was champagne glass stuck in the punch. There they are, and 2 little stars. These dots I will get off the table, throw those away. When you're trying to attach little tiny items like these, the repositionable tape runner is what you want to use. These little stars are definitely a challenge. The glasses are easy. Notice I've put these on a piece of wax paper, which is actually the bottom of a sticker sheet that I've actually used up all the stickers. And so I'm going to add this to my Make a Toast embellishment over here. I'll put it down here at the bottom. And I'll put these here. And the little stars somewhere here. Hopefully the rest of my embellishment clusters will work out as well. Yours will likely be more beautiful. These layered embellishments are really fun, and they give you a little bit of height without having to add foam squares. Okay, so what's missing here? It's my favorite part, the journaling. Now I've got a few options. I could take my micro tip pen or my dual tip pen and journal directly on the page. And I've done that plenty of times, whether it's a scrapbook page or this designer paper. You can do that. But if you make a mistake, then you're going to have to cover it up with something. Or I could use a piece of Creative Memories lined paper, which I love. It's light. It's got the big lines on it, and cut it to fit there. This is Spargo. It looks nice with that. Or, ooh, even better, I took the silver and gold foiled variety matte pack. These usually aren't with foil. So if you got this, if you ordered the collection, you have these, you can find one that you like. I have already found one that I'm going to use. Now I know I'm not going to use Family Fun on this because this was in our whole family. It's just me and my husband. So I'm going to trim that off and just use part of this as a journaling box. It's just got these little light dots on it, so it's not going to overwhelm the pattern here, and I think it will look nice journaling with my black pen. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit like or subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. I've now attached my journaling box and my pages are complete. 2 easy pages using the silver and gold collection. I hope you enjoyed this video and have so much fun making your pages. Now, if you haven't seen them yet, go check out Debbie and Nicole's videos. You'll find the links to their videos in the description down below of this video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next month with more Savvy Scrapbookers.